Hi everybody, welcome to the first of my many weekly satsangs. I hope to do one at least once a week, maybe more. And if you have any questions for me or me when I go into my divine mode, so what I do is I close my eyes and I just allow consciousness to come through. And whatever comes is most appropriate for that moment. And if you have any questions that you might like me to answer in any of these videos, just go to the comments section and post your question, and I'll do my best to get to everybody's questions. If you're not familiar with my work, just kind of close your eyes, listen, and feel the energy, because it's just as much energetic as it is words. You know, there are words, but the energy of the words is really what we're going for here. So just close your eyes and listen with your soul self. See what comes up for you, and I'd love to hear your responses. Like I said, I'll try to do this once a week, okay? Jai Ma, I'm going to close my eyes and just let consciousness come through. Keshtato nayata karaisha vakarana kaliyato humata. Mihoto dai shivakarana kaliyato kurushayatana kalayata naka. Where are we? Consciousness, grace, truth, love, divinity, seeking freedom. This moment, the moment that we are in, the joy, the peace, the consciousness, the wonderment, right? Wonderment of living in this world at this time, the wonderment of experiencing nature. What is the nature of our reality? How have we come to be here at this time, on this earth plane, experiencing reality in the way that we're experiencing reality? Have you come here to be you? Have you come here to be certain about yourself? Have you come here to experience yourself as you are in consciousness? The consciousness that dwells within us as us is the consciousness of all things. We find ourselves seeking divinity. Why? Because the divinity that is us is in all things. The divinity that is us is in all consciousness. We grace ourselves with the truth of our being, and that being explores all consciousness, all divine realms, everything that we know, everything that we see, everything that we feel, everything that we experience. It's all consciousness. So as we walk into our life and we know the consciousness of all things, we expect the consciousness of all things to become a part of who we are, and we expect that oneness and that peace and that joy and that knowingness of consciousness to become us, as us in the world, seeking, right? Seeking what? Seeking separation from other beings and other things. Because what happens if we seek separation from other beings and other things? We become the separate entity of consciousness that is not. There is not a separation in consciousness. The consciousness that is all things. We can't completely be separated from anything because everything is us. We are the consciousness of all things. The consciousness of us has come through us as the consciousness of all things. We expect God to be creative within our own selves. We expect God to create from that self within us. And as God creates from that self within us, we expect all things to be seen as the truth of who we are. Who is the truth of who we are? What is the truth of who we are? Why have we come here to be alive now on this earth plane at this time? Have we come here as a conscious being of divine love and light consciousness? Have we come here at this time to expect consciousness to be divine within us? Have we come here at this time to know consciousness as our true self? Have we come here at this time to experience consciousness as our true being? Have we come here at this time to know that our self, our true self, our divine self, our intimate self, our experience of life is coming through us, as the divine, as the divinity within all things? We experience life, we experience truth, we experience peace, we experience joy. The joy of all things comes through us, as us, in the experience of consciousness on this earth plane. We walk through our lives with that consciousness, with that awareness, with that awakening, with that truth. And what happens? The joy of all things is experienced through us. And as we have that experience of joy coming through us as us, what could be completed? The only thing that needs to be completed is us. The trueness of ourselves, the trueness of our life, the trueness of our divinity, the trueness of God's dwelling place within us as us. The things that we are is God consciousness within us. We've expected God to come through us as us. We've expected to see the oneness and the peace and the joy and the unity consciousness within us as all things. When we experience this, when we know this, when we feel this, how are we to be any different than who we are? Who we are is truth. Who we are is peace. Who we are is divinity. This divinity within us is the divinity in all things. There can be no separation between divinity, right? So the divinity in us is the divinity in all things. If we haven't seen that, then where have we been? We've been in a separate consciousness, a separate entity, right? So what is the separate consciousness or the separate entity that we appear to be? Is it real, right? Is it real? Is it a perception? Are we divine in this perception of a separate entity? Are we divine in this perception of a separate beingness? Are we divine in this perception of a separate consciousness? Because the consciousness of all things is all things in us as us. We are that truth. We are that joy. We are that peace. We are that love. The love within us comes forth, flashing forth like a giant great light beam of divine energy, right? So as we experience that, as we express that, as we know that, we experience the truth of all things. We experience the truth of ourselves, and we experience the truth of divinity in us, as us, through us, around us. What is the consciousness? What is the peace? What is the truth? What is the joy? What is the love? The love, the love, the love, the love of all things, the love in all things. Why are we the truth? Why are we the truth? Are we the truth because we are God? Are we the truth because we are children of God? Are we the truth because we are joining with God? Are we the truth because we are feeling the separateness? Is separateness real? Is separateness an illusion? Is separateness peace? Can you be in the separateness in this reality and feel a true union with anything? What is separateness? What does it lead us to? What does separateness lead us to? Does it lead us to a place of divinity? What does separateness lead us to as we feel separate from the divine, as we feel separate from consciousness, as we feel separate from the truth, as we feel separate from anything, anyone on this earth plane? What does it lead us to? Is God the real deal? Is God the real thing? Is God our experience of truth? Is God our experience of oneness? Is God our experience of love? Isn't God just the experience of these things, of love, of truth, of light, of joy, of peace, of divinity? All things come through us as us in the peace of all things, in the unity and the joy, trusting the divinity to be one with us is our excuse to be divine. What else is there? What else is there? Have we come here to be pure? Have we come here to be perfect? Have we come here to be pristine? Have we come here to open ourselves up to the divinity within all things? Have we come here to be the essence of all things? Have we come here to open ourselves divinely, lovingly, joyfully? Have we come here to experience that expression of light within our beings? Have we come here to experience that expression of light within our true self? What else is there? Have we come here to experience God's light, God's bliss, God's joy, God's peace, God's understanding of feeling the oneness within us? What if we didn't exist? What if we didn't feel? What if we didn't know God within our own being? What if we were alone on this earth plane? What if we just existed within our own self as nothing? Have we seen that God develops itself in us, as us, with us? The completeness of us is God's divinity developing within us. We have completed our journey as we see that God's light expresses itself through us. Have you seen? Have you seen the light of consciousness within you? Have you seen the light of God's grace speaking through you? Have you seen the light of understanding expressing? You are the light of God's consciousness. You are the light of God's bliss. You are the joy that comes through every being, every light being, every non-light being. You are the joy. You are everything. You are everything there has ever been and there will ever be. You are the consciousness of all things. You are an expression of grace. You are periods of time, in time, knowingness, expressions of light. We consciously accept ourselves as light. We consciously know ourselves as peace. We consciously express ourselves as divine. We consciously erase anything that has not to do with divinity. We consciously accept the expression of our own divinity. Can it be? Can it be that we are so light, we are so free, we are so joyful, we are so loving, we are so divine that everything sees us that way? Can it be that we are so free that everything experiences us that way? Can it be that we are so experienced in this light of consciousness that nothing could ever, ever, ever make us different than that? Can it be that as we experience this grace coming through us right now, in this moment of truth, that the only thing that exists is you and me in grace and peace? Have we seen it? Experience yourself now in that light. Know yourself now in that peace. Feel your experience of grace now in the light of all things. Divinity is you. Yes, divinity is you. Yes. Divinity is you. I am the oneness. You are the oneness. As we experience ourselves as peaceful oneness, what else can we see? What else is there? As we express this divine light through us, we experience the consciousness of God's light coming through us as oneness. Yes, oneness is us. Oneness expresses through us. Oneness enjoys us. Oneness blesses us. Oneness sees us. Consciousness dwells within us, feeling God's grace through us. Expressions of oneness. I am oneness. I consciously behave as the understanding of all things. I consciously conceive of my reality in the oneness of all things. Express it now, right? Express it now. Can you feel your light? Can you feel it? Can you feel that light within you? Can you feel it? Can you feel the expression of grace? Can you feel it? Yes. 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 Can you feel the expression of peace? I know you. I know you. I know you. I feel you. I express in you, as you express in me, as me, right? Consciousness dwells within us, as us. Yes. So divine. The aspects of us are consciously aware of everything coming through us. What is the conscious expression of you? What is the conscious expression of you? Is it divine? Is it divine? Is the conscious expression of you divine? Have we experienced God's light within us so powerfully that the expression of our truth is purely, powerfully, exceptionally squeezing out from us joyfully? What is that? What is that? I know God's expression as you. I know God's expression as me. I know God's expression as the joy that lives within every single being that is here now on this earth plane. Its expression is so powerfully real that we cannot seek for anything but the truth within us, right? When we know this. Believe in your grace. Yes. Believe in your grace. It's there. It's seeking you. It's knowing you. It's qualifying and quantifying you for everything you've ever done, everything you will do, everything you are right now, right here in this expression of conscious grace. Yes. The things we know, the things we feel, the things we experience, the things we accept, right? It's all here now. It's all here now. So beautiful, right? So beautiful. You express you as you. That's it. You express you as you. You are the grace of consciousness. You are the blessing of divinity. You are the consciousness that dwells within all things. Yes, you are the grace of light that comes through me now as we are in consciousness, blessings, grace, truth, divinity, freedom, feeling, joy, powerful expressions of grace, divinity, truth, knowingness, peace, love. Now. Now. It's now. All grace is within us now. I am free. I am graceful. I am easy. I am divine. I am alive. Right. I am alive. Oh, so alive. Now is the time. Now is the time to be free. Now is the time to be open. Now is the time to be awake. Now is the time to be aware. Now is the time to consciously conceive of your ideals. Now is the time to consciously create your unity in consciousness, in bliss, in truth, in peace, in divinity. Now is the time. Now is the time to express your consciousness, your peace, your truth, your divinity. Now is the time to express yourself as God's love and light. Now is the time to know yourself as we are in all things. Right? Yes. God's grace knows us. God's grace experiences us. God's grace feels us. God's grace dwells within us as us. God's grace is the divinity of all things. God's grace knows us as us. God's grace feels us. Feel that energy washing you free of anything that is not free. Feel it. 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 Okay. Oneness is us, that's it. We rest in that peace of oneness. We know that the truth of our being is divine, and we feel all things as that oneness. That's all that needs to be said. We are one, we are peace, we are truth, we are joy, we are divinity. We are allowing that expression of grace within our lives now, and consciousness dwells within us as us. Okay? Love to you, love to the divine, love to oneness, and joy and peace and truth. In all things we are divine. We express that divinity in all things, and we are now alive in oneness, peace, truth, joy, and bliss. Awake and alive. Jai Ma, glories to all beings divine. Deshto Kurunati, Dai Shiva Karana. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dai Shiva Karanaka.
Love is all you ever need.